Right after you wake up tomorrow morning, your body quietly makes a decision. It either switches on fat burning, detox, and energy, or it locks you into sluggish digestion, bloating, brain fog, and stubborn weight gain for the rest of the day. Most people have no idea this decision is made in the first 30 minutes after waking, and once you miss it, you can't get it back. When you sleep, your body doesn't shut down. It cleans, repairs, filters, and resets. Your liver processes toxins, your gut lining renews itself, your kidneys concentrate waste, and your hormones rebalance. But here's the part nobody tells you. When you wake up, all that waste is still inside you. If you don't flush it out properly, your body reabsorbs part of it. That's why so many people wake up already tired, bloated, inflamed, and craving sugar even after a full night's sleep. This is where the morning bio flush comes in. It's not a detox drink, not a supplement, not a cleanse. It's a sequencer biological signal that tells your organs it's time to release. And when you get this signal right, digestion improves, inflammation drops, hormones stabilize, and energy rises naturally throughout the day. Think about how you usually wake up. Alarm goes off, you grab your phone, stress hormones spike. Maybe coffee goes in first, food comes next. But your gut is still half asleep. Your liver hasn't released bile yet. Your intestines haven't activated movement. So food sits, ferments, bloats, and raises blood sugar faster than it should. The body was never designed for this modern routine. For most of human history, mornings were slow, hydrated, light-filled, and movement-based. Those simple conditions are what trigger the bioflush. The first secret is hydration, but not in the way you think. Overnight, you lose water through breathing and sweating. Blood thickens slightly. Waste becomes more concentrated. If the first thing you drink is coffee, you push stress hormones higher while your detox pathways are still closed. The result? Dehydration masked as energy. Instead, your body responds best to plain water first, not ice cold, not flavored, just enough to gently wake the digestive tract. This simple act stretches the stomach, stimulates the vagus nerve, and signals the colon to begin movement. That's why people who hydrate properly in the morning experience easier bowel movements without forcing it. The second secret is light. Morning light is not just for your eyes, it's for your hormones. When natural light hits your eyes early in the day, cortisol rises in a healthy way. This is different from stress cortisol. This version wakes you up, sharpens focus, and tells your metabolism that daytime has begun. Without this signal, melatonin lingers too long, digestion stays slow, and insulin sensitivity drops. Even 5 to 10 minutes near a window or outdoors can change how your body handles food for the rest of the day. Now, here's the part most people get wrong. They think the flush is about eliminating toxins. It's not. It's about activating flow. Your liver releases bile. Your gallbladder contracts. Your intestines start rhythmic movement. Your kidneys increase filtration. All of this depends on gentle stimulation, not shock. That's why aggressive detox drinks, extreme lemon shots, or harsh supplements often backfire. They stress the system instead of guiding it. Movement is the third trigger. Not exercise, not sweating, just movement. A short walk, gentle stretching, even standing instead of sitting. Movement mechanically massages the intestines and tells your nervous system that it's safe to let go. This is why people who rush straight from bed to chair often feel backed up, while those who move lightly feel lighter all day. And then there's timing. Eating too early before the flush completes forces digestion to compete with detox. Eating too late keeps waste inside too long. The sweet spot is after hydration, light exposure, and movement have done their job. When these signals line up, the body does something remarkable. It clears yesterday's waste, resets gut bacteria activity, stabilizes blood sugar, and lowers inflammatory cortisol before breakfast. This is why some people feel naturally lean or naturally energetic. It's not genetics, it's rhythm. But here's what makes this even more powerful. Once the morning flush works properly, cravings change. Hunger becomes calm instead of urgent. Energy becomes steady instead of spiky. And digestion becomes efficient instead of reactive. The biggest reason the morning bioflush fails has nothing to do with what people add to their routine, but what they unknowingly block. The first silent blocker is stress before your body wakes up. The moment you grab your phone, check messages, scroll news, or think about work, your nervous system flips into alert mode. Adrenaline rises. Cortisol spikes too early. Blood is pulled away from the gut and toward the brain and muscles. Digestion shuts down, detox pauses. The body decides survival matters more than release. This is why so many people feel tight, constipated, bloated, or anxious in the morning without understanding why. Their body never got permission to flush. Your nervous system has two main modes: protect and repair. The bioflush only works in repair mode.com. Safe, slow. You don't need meditation or breath work. Just avoid panic inputs in the first few minutes after waking. The second blocker is rushing caffeine. Coffee isn't bad, but timing matters. When caffeine hits an empty, dehydrated system, it raises cortisol artificially. This tells the liver to dump glucose into the bloodstream, even though you haven't eaten yet. Blood sugar rises, insulin follows, and fat burning is temporarily shut off. Worse, caffeine tightens smooth muscle in the intestines for some people. That's why coffee helps some people poop and constipates others. It depends on whether the flush has already started or not. When caffeine comes after hydration, light, and movement, it supports the flush. When it comes before, it blocks it. The third blocker is eating too fast, too early. During sleep, your gut motility slows, enzymes decrease, stomach acid drops slightly. If you eat immediately after waking, food enters a system that isn't ready. It sits longer, ferments more, and feeds the wrong gut bacteria. This creates gas, bloating, and inflammation that can last all day. Over time, it also trains the body to associate mornings with digestive stress. Another major blocker is chronic dehydration, not just lack of water, but lack of electrolytes. Your intestines move using fluid balance. If sodium, potassium, and magnesium are low, waste becomes dry and slow. This is common in people who drink a lot of coffee, avoid salt, or sweat heavily. That's why some people drink water in the morning and still feel blocked. The signal is there, but the resources are missing. There's also a hormonal blocker most people never hear about: insulin resistance. When cells don't respond well to insulin, the body stays in storage mode longer in the morning. Fat burning is delayed. Detox slows. Hunger becomes louder earlier. The morning flush helps fix insulin sensitivity, but insulin resistance also blocks the flush. It's a loop. Break it gently, and everything improves together. Now, here's where things get interesting. When the flush works properly for a few days in a row, your gut bacteria begin to change their activity pattern. Harmful bacteria prefer stagnant environments. Beneficial bacteria thrive on movement and flow. As flow improves, gas decreases, inflammation lowers. The gut lining becomes stronger. This reduces food sensitivities that people wrongly blame on gluten, dairy, or carbs. People often think they have a bad gut. In reality, they have a blocked rhythm. Another benefit people don't expect is improved mood. The gut produces most of your serotonin. When waste lingers, inflammatory signals rise and serotonin production drops. When the flush works, mood improves naturally, no supplements needed. Sleep improves too. A clean morning leads to a calmer night. Cortisol follows a healthier curve. Melatonin rises more naturally. This creates a feedback loop where each day supports the next. This is why extreme cleanses aren't necessary. Your body already knows how to detox. It just needs the right timing and signals. Here's how the morning bioflush actually works when you respect your body's natural timing instead of forcing it. The first 5 minutes after waking are critical. Before food, before caffeine, before screens, your body is deciding what kind of day it's going to run. This is when your nervous system sets the tone. If you rush, your body prepares for threats. If you stay calm, it prepares for repair. So, the first step is simple. Wake up and sit, or stand quietly for 1 to 2 minutes. No phone, no news, no messages. Just let your nervous system come online naturally. This alone lowers the cortisol spike that blocks digestion. Next comes hydration, but not just water dumped into an empty system. Think of hydration as a signal, not a volume contest. A glass of warm or room temperature water works better than cold. Warmth tells the gut it's safe to move. Cold can tighten the intestines in sensitive people. Adding a pinch of natural salt or a squeeze of lemon can help. Not because it's magical, but because it supports fluid balance and stomach acid. This helps wake up the digestive tract gently instead of shocking it. After hydration, light movement is the secret most people miss. You don't need exercise. You need circulation. A short walk, gentle stretching, or even a few minutes of standing. And moving around tells your intestines it's time to do their job. Movement increases blood flow to the gut and activates something called the gastrocolic reflex, the natural signal that tells your body it's time to eliminate waste. This is why people who sit immediately after waking often feel blocked, while those who move feel relief. Now comes timing food correctly. You don't need to delay eating for hours. You just need to wait until your body shows readiness signs. That might be a natural urge to use the bathroom, a feeling of warmth in the stomach, or a calm sense of hunger instead of urgent cravings. When you eat before these signals, food competes with detox. When you eat after, food supports it. What you eat also matters, but less than people think. Heavy, greasy, or highly processed foods early in the morning slow everything down. Simple, easy to digest foods support the flush. Protein is fine, but not in extreme amounts first thing. Fiber helps, but too much too early can backfire. This is why people argue endlessly about the best breakfast and still struggle. They're debating food while ignoring timing and nervous system state. Caffeine works best after this process has started. When digestion is already moving, coffee can support bowel movement and focus. When taken too early, it becomes a stress signal instead of a helper. Within a week of doing this consistently, many people notice subtle but powerful changes. Less bloating, more regular bowel movements, better energy that doesn't crash. Reduced cravings later in the day, a flatter, calmer feeling in the abdomen. Over time, deeper changes follow, improved insulin sensitivity, better hormone balance, lower baseline inflammation, more stable mood, and yes, easier fat loss, especially around the belly, because cortisol and insulin are no longer fighting your metabolism first thing every morning. This isn't a detox trend. It's biology. Your body has always known how to reset itself. Modern life just taught it the wrong morning signals. The most powerful part is that this routine doesn't require perfection. Miss a day and nothing breaks. Resume the next morning and your body remembers the pattern. Consistency beats intensity here. Gentle beats extreme. Signals beat supplements. This is how people regain digestive trust instead of fighting their body every morning. Here's the truth most people never hear. Your body is not broken, lazy, or toxic. It's simply responding to the signals you give it every single morning. For years, many of us were taught to push through morning's grab coffee. Rush out the door, eat whatever's fast, and ignore what our body is trying to say. But biology doesn't work on schedules, alarms, or productivity culture. It works on rhythm. The morning bioflush isn't about forcing detox. It's about getting out of the way so your body can do what it has always known how to do: clean, reset, and prepare you for the day ahead. When you wake calmly, hydrate gently, move lightly, and eat with timing instead of urgency, you send one powerful message to your system: you are safe. it. And when the body feels safe, digestion improves, hormones rebalance, inflammation drops, and metabolism finally starts working with you instead of against you. This is why people who follow this approach just feel lighter in their stomach. They feel clearer in their mind, steadier in their energy, and more in control of their cravings. Fat loss becomes easier, not because of discipline, but because stress hormones stop blocking the process. And the most encouraging part, you don't need expensive supplements, extreme cleanses, or complicated routines. Just awareness, consistency, and respect for your body's natural design.